Now I'm sure y'all saw the thumbnail and the title, so I'm gonna show off what I've made in my first 20 hours of playing Trailmakers. So if I can find it here, here is the first thing I made. It's a little jet. It's pretty fast. It's not very maneuverable. Well, it's fairly maneuverable. Very obvious. But, yeah. Just a simple little combat jet. Doesn't really look all that good. Doesn't really have swept wings. And it does have flaps. So, there's that. Next up is, this jet. This was the second thing I made, and for being... Actually, this is not the second thing I made, I don't think, but, yep, another combat jet. This one's much more maneuverable and has thrust vectoring, which was surprisingly simple to get set up. Anyway, let me get back on the ground here so I can spawn in the next thing. So, yep. So the next creation is what I called the mini bug. My original intent was to put a minigun on it for combat purposes, but it just works better as a car. Fun little car. Yes, very good. And, what's next? Yes, the bunker buster. Or at least that's what I call it. It has, shield panels spaced out from the main body, all along its body, as well as attached to the body, there's shields. So, very heavily shielded, but I couldn't actually fit steering in, so instead I had to put a helicopter server on the top. Because it's on the top, whenever I'm driving, it wants to tilt over, so that meant I had to put roll stability in. Oh goodness. I'm gonna have to turn on my resolution. Why is it being so slow? Well, it's a little unfortunate that it's deciding to be slow. Anyway, next up is my aeroboat, which is what I call it. Oh my goodness. The lag. Lag won't let me transform spawn it in. 1 second. Alright, fine then. Now, this has a bit more logic in it. So whenever it's below 10 meters of altitude, the steering is using these propellers on backwards on reverse thrust. And to take off, press space, activate the flaps, and then it comes right up. Then once I get above 10 meters, you can see those the ramps deploy, and what those do is they push the nose against its upwards tendency caused by the just pointing at my screen like you can see my hand, but caused by the front ramp. So it just keeps it more stable while flying. Probably turn off those. But yep. I like how this one looks, and it even has speed brakes. So just gonna glide gently down to the water here. Beautiful. Alright, what do we have next? Ah, yes, we have Birdie. 1 second, let me spawn on the carrier here. So yes, Birdie was a test to see how small of a plane I could make. That's not the one I want to use, it's this one. Nope. It is this one. So, actually, I skipped over one of my planes. Hold on. This is the one this is what's next. Now, this was my first attempt at anything push prop, and has 2 miniguns piston glitched inside of it. So it's very powerful. So there's 4 props glitched in there, and then you have the 2 mini thrusters underneath the wing. And yeah, it flies alright. It's not the best. This is one of the few craft that I made intentionally, like, vertically unstable. Whenever you're making a fighter, it's best to have not that. Whenever you're making a fighter, it's best to have the center of vertical drag closer to your center of, what is it? The mass. The closer it is, the more maneuverable you will be in terms of like turning and pitch and stuff like that. So next we have Birdie. Now the difference, this is Fast Birdie, but this Birdie has transforming wings because I wanted to make this a little parasite fighter. This one has the same exact propulsion as the push prop, and it too is also push prop. So very little drag, super fast, and as you can see, the vertical stabilizers are very close to the main wings, so it can just do backflips all day. But yeah, due to its small size, it can easily pull out of any stall due to the immense amount of thrust behind it. There's a hair on my arm, 1 second. But I'm really happy with this plane in terms of maneuverability, and also it does have a minigun burst into it, so that's fun. Going back here, man, my voice. It is this racer, which I made for racing purposes. Hold on. Well, that looked interesting with lag. Let me go to the this. On the drag strip, this thing can get a time of, I think it was like a little under 7 seconds. It's not very good at turning, but yeah, it's a racer. Now, what I'm more happy with, I'm gonna go to this checkpoint, is my hover racer. Go load in here. There we go. Now, this does have a helicopter servo for extra turning, but the one downside to it is that its nose, so of course it can go on water, but its nose, whenever it gets up to speed on water, going straight, yeah, it wants to go into the water just due to the ramp. And I tried fixing that, and the only way to really fix that is with spoilers, but there's no way for me to put a spoiler on this and make it look good. So the other solution is just to, oh wow, is just to, turn. Turning lifts the nose away from the water, and I'll try to demonstrate that here by going around the island. Yeah, it's very speedy. So turning, as you can see, lifts the nose away from the water. Oh, keep going. Don't want to lose speed. But yeah, the first thing I did was I set up the hover thrusters, and I designed the body around the hover thrusters. So yeah, it had a T shape to it, which I think looks pretty neat. And last up here, this one dude wanted me to, or wanted someone to make an engine rev for him. So this was my attempt at making an engine revving sound. It's not very good, but I mean, it's all right. Not very happy with it. And I might as well show off Fast Birdie here. So what I was doing was I was on the High Seas map. I don't have the DLC. What the? And so I don't know why, but whenever I'm in multiplayer mode or in the custom server joining, it allows me to get into the maps. And so what I designed this for was to fight the winds on the edge of the High Seas map, and it can actually get to like the point where the game just stops you from continuing any further. So the wind speed was 720 kilometers an hour. Yeah, this thing at higher speeds is super maneuverable. 700 kilometers an hour. Well, anyway, once I do buy the DLCs, I will definitely be making much bigger creations. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what engineering things I've made, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!